Yo, what's up everyone? Silver Slayer, welcome back for another video. So today I'm going to be talking about precious metals. I've been stacking silver and gold for probably around 5 or 6 years now, when I first got into it. But I've heavily been into it for many years. I've learned the do's and the don'ts. I've made mistakes. I've made a lot of really good purchases. I've lost money. I've made money. And I'm basically going to share my 5 biggest mistakes so you don't, as a beginner stacker, have to make these mistakes. Even if you're an experienced stacker, maybe I'll bring up a point that you never thought about. That's really what I want to do on my channel is just throw what I've learned because all I can do is speak for myself. All I can do is tell you in my journey what's worked for me or what hasn't worked for me. I can't speak on a topic that I've never personally experienced because I haven't been through it. That would just be my assumption or judgment, and I like to speak on things that I've personally been through, and these are my 5. So, first one is before I even go into the 5, I'm gonna have a list that comes up for each one that will drop down. But first and foremost, you want to figure out as soon as possible. Well, what I wanted to do or what I should have done is figure out what type of stacker are you. Now, why do I say that? Why is this such an important question? Um, Basically, because there is the 3 types of stackers. There's the stack and flip stacker, there's the stack and hold stacker, and then there's the person who just basically buys what they like. And I also, you always hear me just saying, buy what you like because at the end of the day, you can never go wrong. Even if you bought a coin for $100 that you really enjoy and it never does anything, or maybe it even loses money, at least you still have that coin at the end of the day that you like. So buying what you like is always a win-win situation, but if you're in this more as an investment instead of a hobby, then you want to figure out, how long are you looking until you're gonna sell? Are you gonna sell? Are you gonna do this, for the next year? Just try to buy some silver and flip it next year, or is this more of a pass down to your grandkids in 20, 30 years? Because that's greatly going to depend on the type of coins you buy, the direction that you're going to be buying. So really, my biggest tip is figure out, which direction you're going, so then you can make better educated, buys, and also that goes along the same lines as where you're buying your coins from as well. That's a huge point I made in a couple video. I made a couple videos on this, maybe a year or two back on figuring out which type of stacker you are because that depends on where you buy your coins from, whether it's AppMex or your local coin shop. And then you also have to think about when you're ready to sell, how are you going to sell your coins? Are you going to sell them on eBay? Are you going to sell them, sell them back to AppMex, or are you going to go to your local coin shop? Because a lot of people don't think about that. They just buy the coins and don't even think about, wait, how am I going to sell these when the time comes? That traps a lot of people. I've had so many comments from people saying, "Hey, I'm getting ready to sell some," and they're in this hole where it's like, man, like if I listed all the hundreds of ounces of I have, the thousands of coins I had, and made an eBay listing for each and every single coin, that would take years. That's a full-time job itself. And sometimes you won't get the money back. So, anyways, let's get into the video. So, first thing I wish I would have done more of, as you guys know, I didn't, hence my profile picture, the PF70 Moon Festival Panda Ultra Cameo. Um, that was the first coin I ever bought. That was I bought it for $100 on Modern Coin Mart. Luckily, that coin is worth a lot more now. But I should not have been buying coins like that when I first started. I was not educated. I don't even think I knew what PF70 meant at the time. I just knew it was shiny. It looked really good. I liked the reverse proof finish on it. And I knew it was rare. I had a pretty good head on my shoulders, luckily getting into it where I said, hey, there's only a minute to 5,000. That's really low. So I took a risk and it did pay off. But as a beginner, I should not be buying coins like that because I'm not educated. The longer you get in the market, you can make purchases like that. But as a beginner, you want to buy American Eagles, junk silver, constitutional silver, half dollars. and just basically stack up as much weight as you can. You know, it's weight over quality as a beginner. You just want to get as many ounces as you can. Set a goal like 20 ounces a month or something, or 5 ounces a month. And you just want to have a nice big foundation, and then after you have the foundation, you have a lot of ounces, and then you can start venturing into some premium coins or some coins that you think you would like to have that, are a little riskier. Because at least if you lose money on those, you still have your main foundation, That's really what I should have done first, because I got a lot, as you guys know, I've really gotten the kookaburras, the pandas, I got a lot into, some higher premium stuff when I should have been focusing on the dollar per cost average, trying to just get as much silver for as, cheap as possible. The second one is storage. Now, I've made tons and tons of videos on silver storage, on, the airtight capsules, where to buy them from, the cheapest places to buy them from. On Fire Guy, he has a great eBay page. He also has an actual website, but his eBay page is amazing. Airtights.com, you can get little capsules for like 10, 15 cents a capsule. You can buy in bulk. I use the storage tubes with the capsules. I've made videos on sizing if you need help, trying to figure out which I like the black gaskets myself. I thought those always look the best. But also storage, not even just like that route, but also the safe you're buying. Are you keeping the silica gel patches in there? Do you have a dehumidifier thing, or like all that stuff? Because that could also cause milk spotting, and all that cause toning faster. And there's a million routes about that. Or do you store your silver in a different location, just, for protection, just in case, your house burns down or you get robbed or something. I know a lot of people that have them in several different locations for that reason. Especially when you get into, a lot, when you start piling up a lot of ounces, you don't want to have, 500 ounces of silver just sitting, in your safe in your room or in your closet. So that does get tricky. It's stuff that you never really think about when you first start out. I'm just trying to get you aware, once you start getting into this, about things to be mindful about, because a day will come where you're going to be in that situation. And if I can spark plant that seed right now, you'll be more heavily prepared when the time does come to make that decision on which direction you want to go. The third thing is resources. Going back to what I talked about when you're trying to figure out what type of stacker you are, I really just stuck to APMEX at first and didn't really branch out. But if I would have used my resources to my advantage, I would have saved a lot of money earlier on. I got to that part about a year in, where I started using my local coin shop to my advantage, building a relationship with him where he'll give me deals now. If I go to sell, he'll pay me a little extra. If I want to buy a coin there that he likes, he'll give me a discount. Building relationships, talking to people on YouTube, watching people's YouTube videos, other silver channels, finding websites that have, because this is another thing. I've made a video about this in the past too. Probably I have like 380 videos on this channel about silver alone, silver and gold. So I've covered basically everything. If you guys need to, any questions, I've probably covered it on this channel. But another thing is, depending on which type of silver you buy, depends on the site you should buy it from. Let's say Modern Coin Mart might have the best prices for Chinese pandas, but APMEX might have the best prices for kookaburras. But if you're only shopping at one site, buying your Chinese pandas and your kookaburras from APMEX, you could be losing money. Whereas if you were looking at, JM Bullion, Provident Metals, Modern Coin Mart, APMEX, all these different sites, then you could be kind of getting better deals. Or thinking about the holidays are coming up. Modern Coin Mart's Black Friday sale is incredible. I'll make a video about that when the time comes. But it's incredible, some of the deals you can find, especially I think it was last year. What did they have? They had where you could buy lots of 5 for spot price for the pandas. So you could get the 2019 Chinese pandas for the price of an American Eagle if you buy 5 or more. You buy them in bulk, you know, lots of 5, lots of 10, and then they had the 25 case, and you know I bought that as well. So you can get the new design of every year for basically the price of an American Eagle, where if you were going to go to APMEX and just buy it on their site right there, you'd be paying $4 or $5 over spot price for each coin. You know, that's another $40, $50 that you just saved yourself by simply just waiting, you know, or just knowing the resources. So knowing your resources definitely is an advantage. Another one is use your local coin shops. I kind of just talked about this, but that goes back to thinking ahead of the game as well when you're going to sell, because that's probably going to be the person you sell to. And you know, along with relationships, not only for prices, getting better deals, but also for knowledge. You know, he's been buying and selling silver for probably a lot longer than you have, if he has his own shop, so he can teach you the game. You know, I remember I have a video, and here we go again. I have another video of me going into my. I filmed. He allowed me to film it. I went into my local coin shop and I filmed myself buying and I think selling some silver. And I just filmed the entire process. I filmed what we were having a conversation. He was talking about which coins he likes to buy or which coins he recommends that I would buy, like the direction I would go for his certain reasons. And he was talking, I think, more about what I said about bulk, because he said he's only going to pay maybe $1 or $2 over spot for a Chinese panda, even though I paid $4 or $5 over spot, because he has to also resell that same coin and get a profit off of it. You know, so thinking about that type of stuff as well. I would have never knew that. I mean, I guess I knew it, but I never understood it to the degree that he was mentioning it to me about how serious that is, where if you're buying only pandas and kookaburras and high premium stuff, you can potentially be losing a lot of money. Now you can get your money back if you want to resell it on eBay, but you're gonna have to wait, you know, until you find a seller who's willing to pay that price. If you just want money right then, you're gonna have to go to a local coin shop, but you might not get all that money back. So that's a prime example of, you know, go to your local coin shop, pick his brains, you know, just have a conversation, you know, build relationships. Plus, it's fun talking about it because you usually can't talk about this stuff in person anyways, for your own, you know, safety and security. And the last one is premiums. At the end, when you guys saw me making those huge purchases, I really didn't care that much, just because I made so much money from Bitcoin that I just wanted to buy whatever I wanted, which I still don't regret at all. But if you're a new stacker, the thing is junk silver, poured silver, you know, just like your American Eagles, just you know, just, you know, stuff like that. That's the direction that I would stay with if I would have started looking back, because even pandas, sometimes you can when they first come out, you know, they might be a couple dollars over, but if you're only buying kookaburras and pandas thinking that, you know, they're just going to go up $5, $10 in a couple of years and you're going to sell and make all this money, that's not true. That is not true. When you go to sell, it's going to be extremely hard to sell all those to get even to break even. So it's not bad to have those coins, because in 10, 20 years down the line, you know, those coins will probably be a lot, you know, worth a lot more, especially with pandas having a mintage around 8 million every year. Where compared to the American Eagle that, you know, produces like 150 million I think it's somewhere around there. So, you know, they do have their advantages, but right now I would just try to stick to constitutional silver. Poured silver even has some premiums at times, especially depending on who pours it. You know, constitutional silver, you know, that's a great way to get some bulk silver where you don't have to worry about airtight seals. You can just hold, you know, there's history in it. They're not making constitutional silver anymore, so that itself can be, you know, can be starting to become having premiums later down the line, you know, as well. So those are just some things to think about. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know if if you have a different top 5 or some more that you would add on. I only want to stick to 5 for the sake of the time of this video. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you guys later. This was Silver Slayer. Thanks for watching. Peace.